The following are a list of episodes of The Loud House, and then the characters were reportedly seen to be dealing with real-life issues. Workers and interns managed to describe only a few scenes since it was against their contract to describe what happened in the full episodes. Here is what they revealed. Episode 1. Lori's Lesson. Lori and Bobby had been together for 5 months already. Happy 5-month anniversary, Bobby Boo Boo Bear. Lori cooed to her boyfriend over the phone, sounding like a stereotypical teenage girl you would see in the movies. It felt like yesterday since we went out, Bobby replied. I have something for you, babe, but I want to give it to you at that one place we had our first date. Aw, Bobby, you literally shouldn't have. I'll be very ASAP. Okay. Lori grabbed the keys to the family van and her phone. On her way out, Mr. Loud said from another room, Lori, if you're going to be driving the van, be sure to bring me back before 6. Your mother and I have special plans for tonight. Sir, whatever, Lori sighed as she headed out the door. She then got in the van, turned it on, and went off to see Bobby. As she drove down the neighborhood, she felt her phone vibrate. Maybe it's Bobby again, Lori thought, but Lori knew not to text and drive. That's dangerous. She kept her eyes on the road, driving. Soon she felt her phone vibrate again, and another time, and once more, and once more, and once more. Is it an emergency? Does Bobby have something really important to say, like trying to change the date location? Or could he be hurt? Lori was still driving, anxious to look at her sudden text, but she couldn't see an opportunity to pull over and stop since there were so many cars and junk in the street. If I just keep straight and constantly glance back and forth on the road, I'll be fine. The road is straight. Besides, I'm literally only going 35 miles per hour. That can't kill me. Lori then pulled out her phone to see 11 new messages, but they weren't from Bobby. It was just spam from a teenage magazine she subscribed to, which we'll say is Vogue for the purpose of this. Apparently, she gave him her phone number without paying attention. Nevertheless, Lori was still fixated on their new hottest stories. Ooh, a steamy romance between Chad and Grace. Crash! Lori smashed against another person's parked car, destroying the van's front. Airbags deployed, but did more bad than good, bruising Lori's left eye. Glass shattered and cut her in several places. She was conscious for a couple seconds, then passed out. Several hours later, Lori found herself on a hospital bed with her family and Bobby surrounding her. Lori, they all shouted. Oh, thank God you're okay, Miss Loud said with tears in her eyes. What happened? Lori asked. You're in a car accident, hun, Mr. Loud answered. The van needs to be fixed, but that doesn't matter now. We're all just glad you're still with us. Lori felt so stupid and guilty. Do you guys know the details of what happened? But doesn't matter right now, babe, Bobby held her weak hand. Just rest up, okay? Here, your sisters and brother made you these cards. Lori read every and each card from her family, telling her that they love her and hope she recovers soon. Sadness sank into her. She knew that she would never text and drive again no matter what. From that day forward, Lori would never take her life for granted ever again. Episode 2. Used and Abused. It was the best day ever for Lenny Loud. A cute boy in her science class named Adam asked her out on a date. Lenny secretly always wanted a boyfriend. She would fantasize about walking on the beach together, going shopping at the mall, and going on a double date with Lori and Bobby. The date went fine. They went to a local cafe and talked. Well, Lenny did most of the talking, but Adam didn't seem that interested. Nevertheless, Lenny felt so happy. When Adam dropped her off to her house, she insisted that he meet her family. Adam refused. Oh, God. I feel that it's too early for us to see each other's family. Oh, God, babe. Blorg. Oh, my gosh. You just called me babe. Does that, mean we're an official couple? Lenny asked. Sir, Blorg, said Adam. Yay! Lenny squirmed in delight. Adam drove off, and Lenny rushed into the house to tell Lori the big news. Wow, that is literally the best news ever. I'm so happy for you, sis, Lori said. I know, I just can't wait to go on more dates, hop together at the mall, call him, stop at the mall, call him, stop at the mall, go on dates, stop at the mall, stop at the mall. The next day, Adam picked Lenny up to go to the mall. Yeah, sorry I didn't want to see your family, I'm kinda like that. Blarg. Oh, no worries. There'll be plenty of time to meet all of them, said Lenny. A few days went by and both Adam and Lenny went on small dates. He was nice to her, but for some reason kept looking around as if he was trying to find someone. But Lenny didn't notice. A few more days went by, and Lenny didn't hear a word from Adam. Then one Sunday morning, she received a text. Hey, BB, I miss you. Come see me at the park at noon. Blarg, smiley face blarg. Lenny got excited and got ready immediately. Wait a minute, Lenny thought to herself. Adam didn't talk to me for the last few days, and now he wants to see me? He must be throwing a surprise party for me. Lenny got more anxious. Turns out it was her birthday today, and yeah, that would make sense. Wait, I should do something special for him. I'll pack him a pie. Lan taught me how, so I got this. It was noon at the park, and Lenny was carrying a disfigured plum pie. She saw Adam's cute face in the distance smiling, but someone else was with him. A girl. It was Rebecca Slater, another classmate of Lenny's. Adam? Lenny approached the scumbag. Lenny, what are you doing here? Asked Adam. Silly, Blarg. Wrong voice. Silly, I got your text. You told me to meet you here. Am I early for the surprise coming? Party? Thank you for coming, Rebecca. Lenny smiled. Oh, Rebecca laughed. Oh, hon, you went through a whole week pretending to date this idiot? Lenny's smile was wiped off. Pretend? Look, Lenny, Blarg. Adam started to explain. I only asked you out to make Rebecca jealous. We went out, but now we're back together, so I don't need you anymore. Blarg, I don't know why you got that text. I was intended for Rebecca. Blarg. But you said you loved me. Lenny teared up. I must say, hon, it was a smart move to dope the dummy skull in school. But then again, it's not hard to trick Lenny loud. Rebecca sneered. In a German accent. Adam, Lenny sobbed. I made you a pie. I worked hard on it. It's plum. Adam jumped back. I'm allergic to plums. Are you trying to kill me? Blurg. I didn't know. Lenny cried more tears. Rebecca knocked the pie off of Lenny's hands, making it splatter all on her dress. Get away from us, you idiot! Come on, Adam. Let's go. Adam and Rebecca walked away, while Lenny slumped on a tree, crying her heart out. She was used and abused. As her tear-stained eyes stared at the broken pie, she muttered, Worst surprise party ever. Beer Presser, Episode 3. It was 9 p.m. on a Friday night. Luna just got done playing a small gig at a local restaurant. The crowd loved her and her new bandmates. She only just met them a couple weeks ago. They were about the same age as her, but all went to a rival school. They were all cool with each other. Luna got done packing her gear and headed to Chuck's car, where he'll load up the instruments and whatnot. Then Luna spotted her bandmates in an alleyway socializing and talking about the gig. She walked up with the biggest grin. Dudes, that gig was awesome. We were rocking the joint. You guys are the raddest bandmates ever. Vinci noticed a potent smell coming from them. They were all holding beer and whiskey bottles. She asked, What are y'all doing in this alleyway? And what are you drinking? Nothing, love. Just some beers to celebrate our first gig. Want to join in? One of them asked. Luna knew they were all too young to drink and would get in a lot of trouble if caught. She hesitated, but one of her bandmates put a bottle in her face. Go on, Luna. All the famous musicians drank when they were our age. Even Mick Swagger. Can I have a source verification on that, broski? Google? Wikipedia? Your celebrity tabloids? Something? Luna worships Mick Swagger, and if he supposedly drank beer when he was a teen, then what harm can be done? Just one beer and that's it, right? Luna took a small sip and cringed at the bitter taste, but she didn't want to look lame in front of her band new friends, so she kept drinking. She then grabbed a second bottle, then a third. Luna was starting to enjoy the taste and getting really tipsy. Then the bass guitarist handed her his bottle of whiskey. Here, Luna, this tastes much better. Without hesitation, Luna took a big gulp out of the liquor bottle and felt really hot inside. After a while, she got dizzy and started to lose her balance. Luna fell to her knees and her gag reflexes kicked in. One of the boys in the band mocked her. Looks like this one got gritty. Suddenly, Luna threw up all over her outfit and ground with her so-called friends laughing at the sight. Chuck then walked in the alleyway. Hey, what's taking so long, blokes? We got a guy, Chuck said. Bandmates ran off scared, while poor Luna was still kneeling and puking. She felt so stupid for giving in to peer pressure. Chuck ran up to Luna. Luna, are you okay, love? Luna looked at Chuck with tears in her eyes. Chuck, she said, please take me home. Episode 4. Paled It. It was unusually quiet one Saturday morning in the Loud House. Lincoln Loud got out of bed to use the bathroom. As soon as he opened the door, slash! A bucket filled with water drenched him from above. Ugh, really, Luann? Lincoln moaned. Luann popped out of the shower curtain. Looks like you paled to avoid that gag. Ha ha ha, get it? Lincoln got really annoyed, but it was typical for Luann to pull pranks at everyone. During lunch, Lincoln made himself a sandwich. He looked away as he was getting peanut butter from the fridge. As soon as he took the first bite, he felt something squirm in his mouth. Blech! What the heck? He pulled off the top slice of bread, only to see worms moving about. Ah! He screamed. A familiar giggle alerted him from behind. You know what they say, Link. The early bird gets the worm. Not only did that gag gross Lincoln out, but he got pretty angry. A few hours later, Lincoln decided to play on his twerking zombie simulator thing from episode 2, the VR headset from season 1, I think. He was twerking and dancing on the second floor near the stairs. Luann stuck up behind him and yelled, "Boo!" Lincoln got startled, making his simulator game fly off his head and tumble down the stairs violently. It took a while to see where it landed, but Lincoln found his game broken near the television. No! Not again! Lincoln shouted. He stormed up to Luann's room to scold her. He had enough of her stupid pranks. He slammed her door open, but he could only find Luna turning her guitar. Dude, chill! What gives? Luna asked. Where's Luann? She broke my game! Lincoln yelled. Luna sighed. She's on her way to the Buzz and Ring Cafe doing a comedy gig. Lincoln stormed out of the house and ran to the cafe. He noticed the garbage guys didn't pick up today's trash. Then, Lincoln got an awful idea. Later at the cafe, Luann was telling her usual jokes. A few people were chuckling. It was a tough crowd. Then Luann had to pull out the big guns. Hey, who's up for some PG-13 jokes? Before she could start, sploose! A bucket filled with smelly, moldy garbage fell right on her. The audience gasped and roared with laughter. Lincoln pulled out from behind the curtain and shouted towards the audience, I always knew my sister was trashy. More audience laughter. Luann was utterly shocked that Lincoln would do such a thing. She teared up as she noticed the audience was laughing at her. She cried and stormed out of the cafe, leaving Lincoln feeling a bit guilty. Episode 5. Shattered. It was an intense day of soccer practice because the big game was only a few days away. Lynn and her teammates were putting it 110%, scoring goals, making impressive passes, the usual. There was a new teammate, however, named Betsy Davis. She was pretty tall and strong for a 13-year-old girl, which is why the coach wanted her on the soccer team. Betsy could kick a ball so hard you'd swear it would break through the goal's net. But Betsy is a mean girl. She wants to play soccer for her own personal gain. When she saw how good Lynn was at soccer, she got jealous immediately. As Lynn was doing fancy tricks with the ball, Betsy walked up to her and said in a German accent, Hey, lad, I challenge you one-on-one. I bet I could score a goal before you. Or are you too chicken? Betsy sneered. Ha! Are you kidding? I never turn away from a challenge. You're on, Lynn agreed. So it was settled. As the other girls saw her doing drills, Lynn and Betsy were going at it, trying to take the soccer ball from each other. Lynn snagged the ball and was about to wind up for the kick, but suddenly, BAM! Betsy kicked Lynn so hard the bone shattered. Lynn sat there screaming in pain as Betsy smiled in satisfaction. She did it on purpose. Lynn's friends and coach rushed to her aid and called an ambulance. Mr. and Mrs. Loud were notified as well. Lynn had fractured bones in the past, but this was worse yet. She couldn't play soccer for the next 8 weeks. That hurt Lynn more than the leg injury. Episode 6. Poor Bun Bun. It was a beautiful summer morning. Lincoln Loud woke up early with his dog Charles licking his face. Ha ha! Charles, stop! I'm getting up, Lincoln laughed. Charles hopped down and made his way out the door. Lincoln got dressed and was about to make his way to the bathroom to brush his teeth, yet he noticed something was missing from his room. His Ace Savvy comics were all stacked, and his toys and ARG calendar were in their place. Then he looked at his bed. Where's Bun Bun? Lincoln checked twice under his bed and around his desk. checked under the covers and behind the laptop. He scurried to Charles to see if the mutt took him, but alas, no Bun Bun. Maybe Mom is lossing him without telling me? Link thought. He went up to her. Mom, have you seen Bun Bun? I can't find him. Sorry, hon, I haven't, Rita replied. Are you sure he's not in your messy room? Urgh. I looked around 3 times. Lincoln was panicking and frustrated. He asked Laurie and Lenny, but they wouldn't touch that filthy stuffed bunny. He then asked Lynn and Lucy, but all they did was point and laugh at the fact that he still had a stuffed animal. Luna and Luann didn't know either, but said that they'll let him know if they find him. Lisa hadn't seen the stuffed bunny, but couldn't understand why her big brother could be so attached to a toy. Being 4 years old, she probably couldn't grasp the idea of sentimental value in things. Liggman walked downstairs. Maybe Bun Bun is around the living room? Soon he saw Lana standing behind the couch. Lana, what are you... Lana jumped. Ah, Lincoln, I just found him like this. I didn't do it, I swear. Right behind Lana's feet lay Bun Bun, tore to shreds. Lincoln's stomach sank before his knees did. His eyes watered as he saw his most valued possession violated. He cried for half a minute as Lana looked at him with great sympathy. Lincoln looked up at his sister. Who did this? Who? Before she could answer, Lola snaked her way behind the couch and looked at her pathetic brother. You should have answered my question yesterday, Linky. It was then that Lincoln would never wear those darn noise-begone earbuds again. Episode 6. Saken. It was a rainy Saturday evening at the Royal Wood Cemetery. Lucy Loud was just being her usual melancholy self, strolling along with her dreary umbrella, looking for inspiration. Sigh. Death is the best mercy we have on this planet. How beautiful it must be to not suffer any more. Lucy sat down underneath a decaying oak tree and started drying. An hour passed by and it was getting dark. Sigh. Well, friends, I gotta go. I doubt my parents would care if I come back home, but I can't miss my vampire TV, so... Lucy got her umbrella and book of poems and started walking back home. She knew a shortcut right across the woods. It was even darker around the trees, but Lucy didn't care. She loved the dark. It was nothing but trees, more trees, and a stone here and there, surrounding the trail. The only thing that broke the monotony was a murky pond halfway through. Lucy would sometimes throw rocks in the pond and pretend she's drowning them. Where she stood, the pond was only 3 feet below her. She decided to throw a rock or two. Spliss! That was cool. Sploos! That was even better. Thud! Lucy noticed the rock didn't have water. Could it be a bit of land? No way. The pond was 6 feet deep all around and 25 feet across. There was no way it was starting to dry up. But whatever it was that the rock hit, it started floating towards Lucy. All she saw was a black shape. It didn't make a sound, but it smelled awful. As it floated closer, she could tell it was a person. Mesmerized, Lucy leaned forward, but whoops! She leaned too far and slipped off the edge into the murky water. Lucy panicked and tried to get out quickly, but she took one good look at the smelly object only to discover that it was a rotting human corpse with its face eaten off. To see such a disturbing sight in the dark really rattled Lucy to the core and made her scream for help as she splashed her way out of the pond. She crawled out of the pond on her hands and knees and ran as fast as she could to the house, leaving behind her umbrella and book of poems. Lucy reached the house, gasping for air and shivering. She opened the door and stuttered her way to the bathroom. It was late at night, and most of her siblings were in their rooms. She opened hers. Lynn was already asleep. Lucy slid on top of her own bed and curled up, shivering and murmuring to herself. Lynn woke up to the sounds of her younger sister sobbing. Luce? What's up? Lynn asked, but Lucy did not answer. She kept mumbling and sobbing, shaken from what he saw. Twin Trouble, Episode 7. One Wednesday evening, Lola and Lana Loud were in their room doing their things. Lola was having a tea party with her stuffed animals and dollies, and Lana was taking care of Izzy, her pet lizard. After putting Izzy back in his cage, Lana wanted to have some fun with one of Lola's little dolls. She wanted to put a doll in Lizzie's cage to see if he would attack it. So Lana spotted a random Barbie-like doll on the floor and picked it up. What do you think you're doing? Hissed Lana. What? You're not playing with it, so I'm gonna borrow it for a minute, Lana replied. No, this is my dolly, and you can't borrow it. Lola yanked the doll out of her twin sister's hands, and Lana tried to take it back. The two girls were battling out in a tug-of-war with the little doll until Pop! The doll was pulled apart in half. Lana! Look what you did, yelled Laura. I didn't do that, you did, rebutted Lana. But I totally did these. Lana pulled out a few of Lola's dolls out from under her bed with her hair cut off. You monster! Lola clenched her fist. Lana also pulled out the big kid sisters from under her bed and threatened, I'll do it again with all your dolls. Lana rushed towards Lola's doll collection, but Lola pushed her back. The twins then fought tooth and nail, slapping each other, pulling each other's hair and cheeks, and occasional bites. The rest of the loud kids could hear the two fight, but ignored it since it happens all the time. After a couple of minutes of fighting, the girls were all scratched up and tired. Lana, you're the worst sister ever. I want you and your dumb animals out of my room, commanded Lola. Make me, said Lana. Lola tried to push her twin sister out of her room, but Lana grabbed the big kid scissors and cut part of Lola's hair off. As soon as Lola saw the golden strands floating in front of her face, she went berserk. She grabbed the scissors from Lana's hand and stabbed her arms. Ah! Lana screamed in agony. The rest of the Loud family could hear Lana crying loudly and rushed to the twins' room. Lola couldn't believe what she had done. Regret immediately flooded her mind, and she saw poor Lana holding her arm in pain. The rest of her sisters and Lincoln looked in utter shock and tried to help out Lana. What did you do, Lola? Screamed Lori. Lola just stood there, staring at the floor in disbelief in what she had done. Soon Mr. and Mrs. Loud stomped in the room. What in the world happened here? Mr. Loud cried out. Loud House alternate ending. Out of the picture. The students of Royal Woods Elementary were anxiously awaiting in line to get their yearbooks. Coach Bukowski was in a very cheerful mood handing out the yearbooks he, Clyde, and Lincoln worked on. Clyde and Lincoln stood in line waiting for their copies. 3 weeks earlier, they edited themselves into the club photos, thinking that that'd be a way to have people remember them forever. Even though it's a pretty selfish thing to do, the boys were scared. Clyde finally got his copy and got giddy at the fact that he and his best friend were in just about every picture. Lincoln, on the other hand, had a guilty look on his face. Why so glum, buddy? Asked Clyde. Clyde, I messed up. Remember the little favor Lola wanted us to do? Switching her old yearbook photo with a better one? Yeah? Well, I forgot. Lincoln slumped against the school wall. Uh-oh. Well, let's just hope Lola doesn't get her hands on a yearbook, said Clyde. Just then, a familiar wail cried out Lincoln's name. It was his little sister, Lola, stomping towards the two boys. She was angry, with tears rolling down her cheeks. She yelled, Lincoln, you didn't switch out my ugly photo! Lincoln stammered, trying to find the right words, but all that came out was garbled vowels. Do you want to ruin my life? I thought you cared about my pageant career. Lola, it's okay. Clyde tried to calm her down. Lincoln simply forgot. He was too busy switching in the new club photos with us in it. Excuse me? Lola screeched. You were too busy editing your own photos, but not switching out my one. Lola teared up even more. You're so stupid and selfish, Lincoln. I hate you. I hate you. Lola ran away, crying hysterically. Episode 8. Breaking Lisa. Lisa Loud was ready for a big day. She'd be presenting her latest invention to a group of investors downtown, and if they're really impressed with it, then they'd buy the rights and pay Lisa a huge amount of money. But money is just a social construct to the precocious Lisa. What she wants in her invention is her invention to be mass-produced. It's a supercarbon filterator, a machine about 10 feet tall and looks like a metal palm tree. It uses electricity to run its power, but its sole purpose is to recycle carbon dioxide into oxygen, but at a much faster rate than regular trees. This invention would revolutionize the fight against climate change. With the SCF in the back of a trailer connected to Vanzilla, Lisa was ready to go, but she'd forgotten her notes in her room. She quickly ran up the stairs to get them. The invention was still outside, waiting for its master to come back. Cluck! Lynn threw a football, accidentally hitting the SCF. Whoops! Lynn rushes towards the invention and notices a small part fell off. She quickly puts the fallen part back on, even if she really didn't know where it originally went. Bah, I'm sure it'll be fine. Lynn scurries off in a hurry with her football. As soon as Lynn leaves, Lisa comes back, not knowing what happened. Mr. Loud drives Lisa downtown to one of the corporate buildings, where the meeting will take place. Inside the meeting room are a group of investors with fancy business suits and intimidating faces. Lisa gets her notes and gets ready to present. Gentlemen, I present to you the super carbon filterator. Put these around any major city and the air will be much cleaner, Lisa proudly shouts. How does he work? Blarg, one man asked. Allow me to demonstrate. Lisa turns on the switch and the SCF rollers awake. Seconds go by and the machine starts to shake violently. Lisa is confused and starts to bang on the thing, but it shakes harder. A group of investors stand up from their chairs, frightened. Then something inside the machine explodes, causing the part of a room to catch fire. Everyone rushes out of the building, which is now blazing with an inferno on the top 5 floors. Everyone in the building gets out safely, but a few have minor injuries, including Lisa. Firefighters arrive to put out the flames. One investor yelled at poor Lisa, Your so-called invention nearly killed us! Plus it caused millions in damages. I knew not to trust a 4-year-old, no matter how many junior Nobel Prizes he's won. Everyone gives Lisa dirty looks as she's sitting on the ground. She tries not to cry, but she does. She's still a 4-year-old after all. Episode 9. Playground Love. So what's the story here? Ronnie Ann wanted to give a small box of candy, Sweet Smarts, for Lincoln for Valentine's Day. It was gonna be hey, here's a little gift for you, lame-o. It's not a big deal type of situation, but in reality, she really wanted to give him something nicer, but didn't have enough money. She didn't dare to ask Bobby or her parents because it would be embarrassing. She was looking for Lincoln during recess, but saw him walking with Christina. She hid behind one of those squash walls and listened to their conversation. Oh, Lincoln, you're so sweet for giving me these flowers. Anything for you, Christina. Thanks for giving me your biggest Valentine heart. Ronnie Ann couldn't believe it. She cried and ran back into the school. She soon ate those sweet smarts by herself.